All right, now I want to talk about the benefits of gardening that go beyond just having some food. One, one of the couple ones I like, it's not one, but some of the things I like the most is that it actually gets us away from microwave thinking. It's microwave mentality, want everything to happen immediately. Because you know, when a farmer or gardener actually starts thinking about what they're going to eat tonight, the year before. I mean, there's some plants, yeah, you get in a 30-day process, but you got to think beforehand. You got to prep the land. There's other things you have to do. So you're actually thinking about your food a year before you actually eat. You're thinking about the quantities you're going to need to be able, from the last harvest, hopefully have the food last till the next harvest. You know, so it gets into long-term planning. Also deals with patience. For example, how long does it take to perfect the growing of a certain type of plant? Well, shoot, perfection? That's going to take quite a while. But even to get good at it might take anywhere between 3 years to 3 decades. And yes, you heard me, but that's consistent, persistence, and resilience. CPR, breathing life into a thing. It also gets into even here, you're going to always use the scientific method, because you're going to observe, question, experiment, record results to perfect whatever it is you're growing. Now, something else I want to get into is, I mean, those are just some of the benefits of gardening that go beyond just receiving the food. It's actually just the way you think. Oh, you want to learn military strategy? Try to see what it's like to combat against the critters and the insects and stuff. You'll find that they are more organized and they think more than your average human. So actually then you get into that. Now, for people who practice martial arts, forget the martial arts, you're actually going to get in shape before you even go to the martial arts. From bending and squatting, especially if you're mindful of maintaining proper alignment while you're doing these things, it's going to get you in real good shape. For your martial artists, bow staff training is actually using your hoe. That's also sword training also. We actually understand that military strategy, martial arts, and various other things were actually created by farmers and gardeners to protect their crops. See, so there are actually many benefits, and I'm just touching on a few that actually come from being a gardener or a farmer that go beyond just getting your food. In terms of gardening and other benefits, connectivity to understanding ecological balances, how your food becomes to be food, and which actually will then inform your policies. For example, you need bees and wasps, and bees aren't the main one. Them little bitty bees, other type of bees, bumblebees, wasps, actually some of the other flying insects are actually better pollinators than bees actually are. But bees need flowers. We have been sold this golf course green ideology. Now, if you're not a farmer, not a gardener, not realizing that these bees and these various other flying insects that help pollinate your food need flowers, see, you don't know that a golf course green grass is actually affecting the ecology, which will then in turn affect your ability to eat over long periods of time. See, that's what come once again. Farming actually will inform policies and cultural norms, or actually reveal cultural norms that are not good for you. That's another thing. You become somewhat of an ecologist being a farmer or a gardener, because you're going to deal with many different types of plants, weeds, insects, animals, and the list goes on. Everything that's outside, you're going to end up dealing with. And you're going to have to pay attention to their habits, what they do, what they don't do, what they like, what they don't like, how they communicate. Especially if you're looking for an organic way in which to communicate with them and not once again offset the ecological balance, that you have to understand how to communicate with them, what they like and don't like, to be able to inform the animal what your boundaries are without upsetting the ecological balance. Another thing you get into, like independence. Independence is more the things that you're able to do for yourself. I also want you to think about this in terms of your own economics. The more you do for yourself, the less money goes out. And if you still got the same amount of money coming in, then you actually can make your money begin to work for you even greater. Save money. Here my grandparents grew up in the Great Depression. Everybody always thought my grandparents was rolling in the dough. And they did have it, but not because of why people thought. Because my grandparents did a lot for themselves. Actually, a lot was necessary back in their time. They came up during the Great Depression. You had to be doing for yourself, because very few people had enough money to be able to go buy stuff. So you had to do for yourself. They held those same practices as adults. And when becoming adults holding those practices to doing for self, they were able to keep more money in the house and had to go out paying other persons for services and or food or whatever it is, the things you could do for yourself. You know, I learned how to sew. I mean, I'm talking about just patching up holes and stuff. I'm not no great big old sewer or nothing like that, you know. But you can patch a hole or whatever needs to be done. You know, you learn those things. Boy, my grandparents get a hole in your sock, talking about throwing it out, they look at you like you was crazy. And you better sew that up, turn that mug inside out, sew it on up, throw it back up on that foot. My great grandmother used to garden all the time. These are the things that gardening does for a person that are greater than just having some food. Also, then the connectivity to your food. I mean, I do understand there's anybody who puts a lot of hard work into something to have something has a greater appreciation for it. But what I feel is missing is no true appreciation for it. I mean, I feel that's why a lot of us become so wasteful. When you actually have put in the work to get what you got, like you had to grow, say you had to grow the cotton, then weave it, and then turn around and make your shirt, you're going to take care of that shirt a whole lot more. You're going to appreciate that shirt a whole lot more. Well, the same thing with your food. You're going to have a deeper appreciation for it. See, independent is not being able to go buy stuff. Independent is being able to do for yourself. And then out of what you've done for yourself, for the things that you say maybe you can't do, having enough to actually be able to trade for, which is buying in a different sense. But at the same time, what that does is it gives you a deeper sense of connection, gratification, conviction to the things that you need and have to take care of yourself. It also puts you in a greater sense of accountability. Every now and again, why don't you try doing this? I did it once before, a couple times before too. Get some sticks or get some wood and mill it into a board. You will have a great appreciation for that. You have a great appreciation for what your ancestors went through to get here. I spent many years in my garden before I would actually use power tools. I would do everything by hand because I wanted to get a great appreciation of what it is. Plus, I also know some elders was actually pretty strong and in good shape when they got older. And what it had to do with, you couldn't just put some gas in something, cut it, and do all these things, do all the work for you. You had to get out there and do that work. And that's what kept them in good shape, kept them strong, and you had a greater appreciation for everything that you achieved. And that's what I think is missing in our culture today. People don't appreciate things. They want everything to be handed to them, given to them, because that's what it looks like. Because when you go pay for something, somebody's handing something to you, like they just giving it to you. And you had to go put in the work, that money, you still don't have a connection to what you got. I mean, the first thing you got to do is take care of yourself to be able to do anything with or for anybody else. So that's what that's about, man. I appreciate everybody tuned in. I hope, I kind of went a little bit sideways where I was at, but this is all related to gardening and some of the benefits of gardening, go above and beyond just being able to put some seeds in the ground, water them, and come up with some food. There's a lot of cultural awareness that comes, societal awareness that comes along, understanding of what things actually cause some of our youth to look at things the way they do, think about things the way they do, because the way our society has presented to them and us, me. But I took the time to step back and look at it and go, wait a minute. Wait. Look at the history. Well, this is what we used to do. This is what we do now. This is what was good about that. This is what was bad about that. This is where we ended up with. And analyzing changes, the scientific process all over again. Observe, question, experiment, record the results. Same thing if you do to grow something. Observe, question, experiment, record the results. That's the only way you're going to be able to improve on anything. But one of the things I want to stick out here, though, remember this. Jack of all trades, master one. Master of trades, master one. Once you master yourself, you've actually put in the habit of yourself to be able to master anything that you put yourself to. So we create multi-geniuses. Do not think you cannot be a multi-genius. Do not think you cannot be great at a multiple of things. All right, peace, love, and respect. Y'all have a good one. I'm out.